Good afternoon, Professor DePaisa. My name is Nohelani Zequera-Aguayo, and for today's topic, I'll be talking about how healthcare should be free in the U.S. So to start off, many of us who aren't very wealthy or are just usually defined as low middle class, we often have to make difficult decisions such as like putting our health to the side because of how much healthcare costs in the United States. It's often just such a huge barrier for us because we have jobs that don't make the most income, or a lot of us are just really struggling to make ends meet. And normally when something is first fragile or delicate, we just see how everything comes out to play. And like when it really comes to that decision of like you feel like a slight pain in your arm or your shoulder or your chest, we just be like, oh, like we'll be fine, we'll put it to the side. But honestly, that is the cause of something very big and it can start to get worse as you let the pain develop. And I honestly think that is something that the government should really be concerned about, because a lot of us people that are identified as the lower middle class, we often just have like a small pain or a small ache or anything it's the startup to something that can lead to something worse and just a more difficult, fragile situation, because we didn't take care of that pain in the very first instant. But yeah, it's a lot for the lower class, because we're just not able. We have to make difficult decisions of, do we pay all the bills and like put our health to the side, or we put our health to the side and we risk all the bills getting pushed back, such as like utilities, mortgage, or like even like loans if you have any. But yeah, I feel like that's something that the government has just pushed the lower class society into, because it's like they give all these benefits, but then they have so many regulations when it actually comes push to shove. So, but yeah, to go off of this, not having access to healthcare is a really important decision to care about, because it's something that will affect us in the long run and for just future generations. We have to make better regulations and process different rules about how we're able to go about this situation, and just make it easier for the citizens instead of making it harder, because life is already difficult enough as it is. You literally in this economy right now that we're in, it literally costs you money to just like breathe, like to just literally breathe and barely survive. But for my thesis, I mentioned about how the United States government just wants to control every little thing that we do, and just control it to their needs, to how they want things to be done and ran throughout the different healthcare systems in the different states. And I honestly think there should be a lot more meetings, or even like protests about that, about healthcare rights for patients, or just even the different socioeconomic statuses, like for the wealthy, for the lower class, and even for the poor people in poverty, because it's not fair. They get different treatment in different cases and everything, just because like let's say for instance, when it comes, an example is like the organ transplants or kidney transplants, like anything, it can all come down to who has more money and how fragile the situation is. But for my topic, the main points that I have for today are equal access for healthcare, less financial worry, and better, healthy communities. So for each of these points, most of the problems that I see here are debt with medical bills. I'll first go off of debt with medical bills. So basically, talking about previously when I was talking about the different socioeconomic statuses and how we handle different situations coming towards different topics and everything, I feel like for debt with medical bills, like when I was talking about, you literally either go to work and you let the pain like gradually get worse, or you go in the hospital and you get into huge debt. I feel like there should be like certain processes to be done so that way people are actually able to get the care that they need and not have to meet so many rules and everything. I feel like everyone should get equal health care and also like lower cost on medical procedures, because everyone, all the nurses, all the doctors, all the surgeons, every healthcare professional in hospitals should be able to make their patients feel comfortable and not have to create a more financial worry for them. And then the other two are provoke stress and anxiety and lack of emotion. And the solution for this is how we can have equal health care and be able to reduce medical costs and providing more accessible health care to our communities. But yeah, overall, I feel like U.S. should have free healthcare because I think we deserve it because of how much taxes we have to pay and everything, and everyone deserves to live equally. Thank you so much for your time.